Welcome to the second episode of the second part of Lasustech assignment questions. Um, I've been doing a little work, on some of these questions and seeing how I can, solve them so it can be easier for you guys. Okay, so for number 3 question, we have solved the question this. Now, this is a polynomial question, as we said, they are all polynomials. So, polynomials, then we have some partial questions under the second part. Now, for number 3 question, what to solve this? So the best way you can do is as though saying let f of function x be equals to the function itself, 3x cubed plus x squared minus 8x plus what? Plus 4. Now the idea of polynomial is to find factors that can go in this polynomial, to provide us the representation as factors, sure you understand. So that if we expand those factors, we can get this back. So how do we get them? Consider this first and this last. That's the one with the highest power of x and then the constant. If I multiply it, I'm going to get it as what? 12. Now I'm going to look for multiples of 12, which are what? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times what? Times 4. Now I'll be trying the positive and negative of all this so that I can get what? The ones that will go in it. If I've gotten one, I can just use it to divide, use this to divide that one I got, and then proceed to getting the many factors. Okay, so straight up, let me divide this into 2 so that the space will be managed appropriately. Okay, so now the idea is what? Let's test for plus 1. So when x is equals to what? 1, f of x now becomes what? F of what? Of 1. Therefore, f of 1 now becomes what? 3 into 1 cube plus x 1 squared minus 8 into 1 plus what? Plus 4. Where 1 cube is 1 times 3 is 3. 1 square is 1. 8 times 1 is 8 plus what? 4. Minus 8 plus 4, that's minus 4. This is minus 3 plus 3, that's 0. So luckily for us, f of 1 worked. That's when x is equals to 1. So it implies that what? X minus 1 is a factor of what? The polynomial that I labeled what? F of x. Now, how does this become x minus 1? This comes here, equals to 0, so automatically. If you don't still understand, you can just watch my polynomial videos, where I explain the factor theorem. So since x minus 1 worked, it means I can use to divide this function to get the remaining factors. So on dividing, what will I have? You're going to put your x minus 1 outside, which is the divisor. Put your polynomial 3x cubed plus x squared minus 8x plus 4. So if you watch my first video, you would understand what I'm doing here. Or if you've not watched my first video also, watch my polynomial video. You know what I'm doing here also. So x in 3x cubed is what? 3x squared. Multiplying all through, that's 3x cubed minus 3x what? Squared. On subtracting, this becomes minus, it becomes plus. This is 0. This is what? X squared plus 3x squared. 4x squared minus 8x plus 4 remain. Then x in 4x squared plus 4x. Multiplying, that becomes 4x squared minus 4x. Subtracting, minus plus. This is 0. This is minus 8 plus 4. Minus 4x plus 4. Then I have this as minus 4. Multiplying, it becomes what? Minus 4x plus 4. On subtracting, this becomes plus, this becomes minus. So this becomes 0, 0. So it means my first factor was what? X minus 1. Second factor is what I just got as my quotient. 3x squared plus what? 4x minus 4. So now I have to expand this again. Now looking at this is 12. What will I add to get 4? What will I multiply to get 12? And it will still remain their signs, minus here, plus here. So factorizing this, I think 6 and 2 will work. So 6 times 2 is 12. 6 minus 4 is 2. 6 minus 2, is 4 in this case. So I can say this is the same thing as x minus 1, stand like this. 3x squared plus 6x minus 2x minus 4. So x minus 1. What remains here? Factorizing, I have this as what? Factorizing, I have this as 3x into x plus 2 minus 1 into x plus what? 2. Minus 2 in this case then into x plus 2. Okay. So finally, I have this as what? X minus 1. And I have what? 3x minus 2, this, and take one of these that is inside the brackets because they're the same thing. X plus what? Plus 2. So it means the factors of my polynomials are what? Of my polynomial f of x are what? X minus 1, 3x minus 2, and what? X plus 2. As simple as that. Now, I'm done with solving this first question then. Number 4 also, I'm to solve this equation. Then I've said int, let v be equals to what? X plus 1 over x. That is, in this solution, in the solution to this equation, whenever I see x plus 1 over x, I put what? I put v. I put v relatively. So what I'll just advise you to do in this case is to solve for your x and then possibly find your v after getting your x from this equation. So solving this one quickly, I have let me use p of x now because they are all functions of x. Let p of x be equals to what? X raised to the power 4 minus 2x cubed minus 6x squared minus 2x plus what? Plus 1. So the same thing happens here. I'll look at the coefficient of this highest power of x and this constant. So multiplying is what? Is 1. So it's either plus or minus 1 that can work. If I try plus 1, it does not work. Then I'll try minus 1, it does not work. Then there are no factors for this polynomial. That also just conclude that. So when x is equals to what? 1, it implies that what? P of x becomes what? P of what? 1. Therefore, P of 1 is equals to, putting 1 here straight up becomes 1, minus putting 1 here becomes 2, minus putting 1 here becomes 6, putting 1 here becomes 2, plus 1. So this is 1, 1, that's 2, 2 cancel 2, which means minus 6 minus 2, so that's not equal to 0. So if it's not equal to 0, it means it's not a factor of this polynomial. Now, so since it's not equal to 0, let's try P of minus 1. So therefore, when x is equals to minus 1, it implies that what? P of x becomes P of what? Minus 1. And therefore, P of minus 1 now becomes what? If I put minus 1 here, it means 1, or it becomes 1 because it is raised to an even number. If I put minus 1 here, it remains minus 1 times minus 2, that's plus 2. This is minus 6 plus 2, then plus 1. So let's see. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 plus 2, is 3, 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 minus 6 is what? 0. So P of minus 1 gave us 0. In that case, it implies that what? X plus 1 is a factor of what? P of x. Why? Because minus 1 worked when x is equals to what? When x is equals to what? Minus 1. So this one comes here, becomes x plus 1 equals to 0. And there I have my x plus 1 as a what? As a factor of P of x. So on dividing now, what will I have? It means I'm going to put this as my quotient, as my divisor, in this case. I want to get my quotient. And then I put my divisor, my dividend here. Minus 2x cubed minus 6x squared minus 2x plus 1. So without wasting time again, this becomes what? S cubed, x raised to the power 4 plus x cubed. Subtracting minus minus 0 minus 3x cubed minus 6x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, so what do I now have here? This becomes what? Minus 3x squared. You have minus 3x cubed minus 3x squared. Subtracting plus plus. This is what? Minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. This becomes minus 3x. This becomes minus 3x squared minus 3x. Subtracting plus plus. On subtracting, this now becomes what? X plus 1. Again, that's plus 1. Then x plus 1. On subtracting, minus minus 0, 0. So, as simple as this. So it means my factors are what? X plus 1, and what? My new factor is what? X cubed minus what? 3x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now, on factorizing this, what will I have? I will have x plus 1 again, and then I'll have x squared minus 4x plus 1 if you factorize very well. And this, you cannot factorize this again, so it means you just stop here. So therefore, the factors of p of x are what? X plus 1 in two places, or x plus 1 all squared. In that case then, and what? X raised to power 2 minus 4x plus what? Plus 1. Now, the same idea I used there is they are going to use for number 5. The same idea I used in number 3, the same idea I'm going to use in number 6, which is all the same idea, all true. Hope you understand. So, the places where they give us hints, only if there's a way they explain it to you guys in school. So, just put it there and then see how you can solve the question and get your answer.